So guys, it's finally happened. Those pesky little bugger AP mines are no longer going to be the main cause of your demise in Battlefield 5. Because a brand new update called the Chapter 4 Defying the Odds Update number 1 has now pretty much been released, nerfing a few of the annoying noob-friendly things, all whilst bringing along a load of new tweaks and cool things to the game as well, that are hopefully going to make it a better game to play, apart from it also adding a few bugs too, in typical Battlefield fashion. I'm going to be talking a lot more about all of this sort of stuff in just a couple of minutes or so, but first of all I just want to mention a few other things that have been uncovered fairly recently. One of those things is a few new dog tags that have popped up since the update, showing us 3 new guns that are likely going to be available at some point in the future, probably during Chapter 4. These are the Panzerbushse 39, the Breda M1935 PG, and the C96 pistol carbine. So it looks like there's going to be a nice variety of weapons coming up pretty soon. Another thing I should probably highlight is the inclusion of 2 new elite characters, if you happen to have any spare boins lying around. First elite is a dude called Norman Kingsley, a character for the Allied faction who's got an impressive moustache. And the other elite is a badass gas mask woman called Ilse Schattenwulf. Interesting name, I've got to say. Kinda reminds me a bit of that sneaky spy guy from Star Wars, if I'm gonna be honest. And these 2 elites are going to be joining us very soon in July, during Chapter 4. Of course, the new map, Al Sedan's, also going to be coming to the game too soon. In fact, you'll be able to play Team Deathmatch and Squad Conquest on that map as of June the 27th. So if you're watching this video after that date, chances are you'll probably be able to hop into it right now. Though unfortunately it's not going to be ready to play on some of the larger game modes like Conquest just yet. The devs are still just ironing out a few things, so probably be able to do that at some point in July. So anyway, let's get on to the main bread and butter of the video, which is going over all those patch notes and letting you know exactly what the main features are that have snuck into the game as of its release. It's a pretty big update with lots of subtle but important fixes and changes, so get yourself comfortable because we might be here for a little while. So let's get the vehicle stuff out the way with first. Aeroplane engine sounds no longer play repeatedly during flybys, which was really bloody annoying. Fixed an issue where the Churchill Crocodile turret could be disabled and was unable to be repaired. The Flak 38 no longer scores points from glancing blows against an unmanned SDKFZ-251. Fixed a bug that allowed players to spot enemies with stationary weapons. Added the new cooking destruction animation to the Churchill Crocodile reinforcement tank. Squad leaders are now able to give squad orders while in the bottom gunner seat in the JU-88C, as well as the flamethrower front gunner seat in the Churchill Crocodile. Fixed an issue with the visual dust effect on some moving tanks. And the Pak-40 and QF6 pounder anti-tank stationary weapons will no longer automatically reload while the player is in zoomed mode. So a few nice little vehicle fixes there. Next up is a bunch of weapon, gadgets and specialization changes, which are as follows. Change the Boys AT rifle magazine to contain 5 plus 1 bullets. A Boys AT rifle with a medium range scope now correctly shows scope glint, thank God. Bipods now deploy and undeploy with better response. Previously, the game checked whether the bipod should deploy or undeploy every 0.3 seconds. That is now every 0.1 seconds, so bipods should function a little bit more reliably from now on. There's been quite a few alterations to medical and ammo crates, which should make them feel a lot more usable. Players that have selected the medical crate or the ammo crate can now be seen holding it in one hand when viewed in third person, which is a nice little addition. Adjusted the medical crate's healing radius to 4 meters when deployed and carried. The medical crate owner is now awarded healing score when the crate's aura heals friendly players. When deployed or selected, the ammo crate now also resupplies your teammates' primary and secondary ammo within a 4 meter radius. It also gives score for it, similar to the medical crate. So basically, ammo crates also have an aura that restocks nearby players with ammo. The ammo crate owner earns resupply score when the crate's aura resupplies friendly players. Ammo and medical crates now collide with vehicles. This means that crates can be placed on top of vehicles and will remain in place when driving around. In other words, the Heal-mobile has returned. So these changes put the ammo and health crates much more in line with the good old-fashioned ones from previous games. It looks like attrition is slowly being phased out, and these crates should be a lot more practical from now on. I guess the pouches were just too good in comparison. Next up, I'm happy to say, is a bunch of AP mine changes, and by the looks of it, the AP mines have practically been reworked and should feel a bit less spammy and effective from now on. These changes are as followed. Explosion delay after activation has been increased from 1 second to 0.7 seconds. Activation radius has been increased by 20%. Blast radius size has been increased to 7 meters from 6 meters to align with activation delay. Maximum damage in blast radius has been increased to 1.5 meters from 1 meter to align with activation delay. The explosion blast now occurs within an upwards facing half sphere that spawns 0.8 meters above the ground instead of a full radius. Players can now avoid blast damage from the AP mine if they manage to go prone in time. Going from sprinting to prone is less likely to allow the player to survive, as the transition is longer than the simple stand to prone transition. So at least now you can actually avoid AP mines if your reactions are quick enough. Maximum amount of placeable AP mines has been reduced to 2 from 3. Minimum distance between deployed AP mines has been increased to 3.6 meters from 0.7 meters, so no more double bang deaths near supply stations, which is a pretty big deal. Deployed AP mines are now unspawned 1 second after the player dies and moves to the spawn screen, or parrot cam. Another very nice change to stop them from essentially being everywhere. Moving while prone or crouch, but not crouch sprinting, will no longer trigger the AP mine in some scenarios. Now the AP mine isn't the only explosive to be nerfed, because the Piet, grenade launcher, and the AT grenade pistol is next up on the list. As for the Piet, its one-shot kill radius against infantry has been reduced to 0.25 meters, and its splash damage now deals a minimum of 55 damage against infantry up to 3 meters. The rifle grenade launcher's maximum blast damage has been reduced to 80 from 100, so no more one-hit kills with noob tubes. Blast radius increased to 5 meters from 4 meters. Quick thinking players can now actually throw back the weapon's grenade, similar to the regular frag grenades. Good luck with that. The grenade projectile is now also represented as a grenade icon on the battlefield, just like the frag grenade is. So this will probably make them feel a bit more avoidable. Anything to make explosives more avoidable is a good thing in my eyes. And as for the AT grenade pistol, its damage on impact against infantry has been lowered from 100 to 98, just slightly under the one-hit kill threshold. Other weapon fixes include the MG34 now applies skins properly on the magazine if the double drum magazine specialization is selected. Improved the hitbox on incendiary grenades to better match its visual effect. Fixed the missing reload animation from the Krag Jorgensen. And fixed an issue where the firing of the flare gun would be delayed after a reload. Next up is the soldier fixes. Players are no longer able to enter a bleed out state when getting killed outside of the combat area. Improve the behaviour of exiting the gunner seat of a tank while the vehicle is upside down, reducing the risk of falling below the ground, which is never a good thing. Adjusted how fast the explosion detection happens when moving to another stance. This should make for a more consistent experience relative to what's happening in first person. Fixed issues where the detection of explosions and incendiary damage on soldiers would be larger than the size of the soldier in multiple stances. Increased consistency on soldier accelerations. Increase the distance at which down players can be notified of incoming medics that have confirmed they're en route, from 25 meters to 50 meters. 25 meters is still the max for nearby medics. Players can now bleed out faster in the man down state. Bleed out timer speed multiplier has been increased from 2.67 times to 3.2 times. This means that players can now bleed out in 2.5 seconds instead of 3.5 seconds. Players can also hold on for longer in the man down state. Hold on timer speed multiplier has been increased from 2.67 times to 3.2 times. This means that players can now hold on for 25.6 seconds instead of 21.33 seconds. And manual leaning can now be used in Firestorm. Next up, the maps and modes, and there's quite a few things to be talked about here. Fixed an issue which caused the near end of round music to play during the entire round, which was really bloody annoying and desperately needed fixing. A bunch of Firestorm specific notes include the excavation site in the southwest mountains, previously deemed to be insignificant, has been the scene of feverish activity, and a large dome-like structure now covers the entire site. Large quantities of material and machinery continues to be transported to the site daily. Whatever is being built does not yet appear to be operational. So basically there's a new dome thing in Firestorm worth checking out. Fixed a bug that was causing graphical artifacts on the world geometry over longer distances while being in the aeroplane. Fixed a bug that would enable spotting right after jumping out of an aeroplane. Player selected weapon skins and now applied to weapons found. The Commando Carbine, VGO and LS26 can now be found in Avoy. And ammo and health interaction icons at a distance have been added. Squad Conquest Notes include: remove spawn points that were placed outside of the combat area on FEL 652. Made the ladder on the British side indestructible on FEL 652. On Arras, a bunch of stationary MGs were unintentionally pre-built. This has been fixed. Frontlines, airborne and rush notes now. Arming and disarming the objectives correctly plays the animation again. Remove the falsely applied input restrictions while arming and disarming. This means that players can now change stances while arming and disarming the bomb. Remove the fire barrels from the MCOM stations. Yeah, those weren't very cleverly placed. Adjusted the arm and disarm time so they reflect the setting from Battlefield 3. Decreased the arm time from 4 seconds to 2.5 seconds. Set the disarm time to 5 seconds. Previously, the length varied between 5 and 10 seconds. Also adjusted the bomb fuse time so they reflect the settings from Battlefield 3. Decreased the fuse times from 30 seconds to 25 seconds. Adjusted the arm and disarm interaction radius to be appropriate for the objective size. Big radius for the artillery cannon, small radius for the MCOM. This means that players can't arm or disarm the MCOM from 8 meters away anymore. On Rush, remove the artillery call-in interactions for defenders from the Rush objectives, since artillery reinforcements are now present. Team Deathmatch, rebuilt the layout of Aerodrome, Devastation and FEL 652. Rebuilt the size of the layout on Narvik. And as for front lines, changed the locked objective design a bit. It now shows the next flag immediately, but with a lock icon above it that goes away when it's available for capture. Changed the flag capture times to promote more combat and less running, and made them all more similar. Free flag layout, flag capture time increased from 60 seconds to 75 seconds. 5 flag layout, flag capture time increased from 45 seconds to 60 seconds. And a 7 flag layout, flag capture time increased from 30 seconds to 50 seconds. The game mode timer doesn't pause or unpause during the round anymore. So long story short, there's been quite a lot of alterations for Team Deathmatch and Frontlines to make them feel more action-packed and focused into key areas a bit better. So hopefully this should feel a bit more fun to play as a result. Now last of all the patch notes is the UI, HUD, assignments and other fixes, which include: platoon emblems are now properly equipped to weapons when applied. Corrected the requirements of the LS26 Proficiency 5 and 6 assignments. Fixed a bug that stopped players from spawning in a land vehicle after using the Staghound. Improved the function of when a squad leader cancels a matchmaking instance. Previously it wouldn't always be applied to squad mates. The Flak Panzer IV and Panzer 38T now show the correct number of seats on the select vehicle screen in the company menu. Fixed an issue that would render most of the screen black, both on the deploy screen and when spawning in at the start of a match. The stationary MG on combined arms now shows the correct icon in the kill log. Fixed an issue that would sometimes hinder a player from rejoining the server that they previously had gotten kicked from due to being idle. Increased the distance at which down players can be notified of incoming medics from 25 meters to 50 meters. Stability fixes have been made to fix sudden frame drops occurring when firing a stationary cannon or when getting shot while playing Firestorm. And a manual lean option has been added to consoles. So as we can see here, there's lots of welcome changes designed to make Battlefield 5 a better thing to play. Hopefully this video has helped you out, give me a like if it did, and subscribe and hit that notification bell to stay tuned with new content coming up in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next episode.